Check mic 1 2 1 2. If I go to 3, what you gon' do? Cool. Yeah, I made it. If I told you I wasn't jerking around and watching anime and fell asleep, that would be a lie because that's exactly what happened. Not in that order, but yeah. So as always, we start the stream off with an image, like 2 hours late, but image nonetheless. Sunset by Mikhail Borolko. It's pretty cool. It's like a little robot or something like that. Android. The wrestling is me digging into a bag of white chocolate covered pecans from the local Ghana's Pecan Company, GANAS. Like, amazing. It's crazy. They it's like a long family heritage type deal. I think 80 something. Yeah, a little less than 80 years old. Established in 1936. That's the type of stuff I want to be a part of. I want to start a legacy. All right. I'm a little bit relaxed today. Nothing too crazy happened today, so it was a pretty easy Friday, thankfully. Got some work done as always. So happy about that. I try to OBS a little bit for to see if I can get better quality on the stream, or if I can do some type of some other type of streaming platform that allows me to stream in full 1080p. I'm just not liking the quality of what I'm seeing here for StreamYard. And I think part of it is my internet, but I don't know if I can get better upload. And I don't want to miss, I don't want to not do these things live. I don't get many live viewers, but I do want to keep that open, especially for viewers that have questions about other things, pertaining to coding and stuff like that. We've had some good sessions before with other people such as Richard Dixon and other people just asking questions in general. So I want to keep that open. And also, I don't feel like doing like the post-production type of stuff where I just record it and maybe try to edit anything or what have you. Kind of want to just do it live in front of everybody. Yeah. Just going through some other tabs here, closing some stuff out on another screen. Been watching Attack on Titan and getting that going, or getting that finished up finally. So kind of sucks though, because I forgot most of the characters. Oh, this is like this was like a really good art set here. This guy is Woo, WOO space Kim, Woo Kim, and he did some like Metal Gear stuff. And he did this image is pretty cool. It's like she's catching a ray of light, or she's holding a staff that's lit or something like that. I thought that was pretty cool, especially like what's going on with her face with the teeth and all. Oh yeah, there you go. Metal Gear Rising, Chico. Like, this is crazy. Yeah, this is like really, really cool art here. Like just the way he has this guy. Like the guy looks absolutely badass. Right, total fucking killer right there. And even this with the shroud. I never played this. I don't know if this was like in a game. Excuse me. I don't know if this was in a game, and I just never seen it. Like or like watched her playthrough or anything like that, but it would have been kind of cool to see this guy. Very impressive work. Even this was pretty cool. I don't know if this was like his inspiration or he actually did this, but the freaking art style is amazing. How it's like an unfinished sketch, but like there's so much action going on in it. Also kind of like telling a story, or evolution of the character as well too. But yeah, Woo Kim on ArtStation. Even he has like Titanfall fan art, which I mean, I never really got into Titanfall or anything, but this was a cool picture, especially with the dog. He looks like a sniper unit guy. Yeah, but yeah, check out Woo Kim on ArtStation. Okay, let's go. All right, so we got our server up and running. Made a couple changes. I'm probably gonna do something to the system. Added a battery backup to it with a new battery, so that's cool. We had problems last time working with this, so let's look at that bit of JavaScript. So it's nano view JS, public JS, and this should be fat form. We don't take over this, okay? So one thing we have with the submit button, so if I do this, I don't know if I want to go into like doing any checks to check if there's any empty fields or anything like that. Maybe I can like have the button disabled until you're able to. I don't want to have to do like press the button then check. I could do a couple of event listeners to make sure that the fields are not empty. So you can do some pre-checks, or you can do some post-checks. Looks like you got something undefined here. Let's see why this is undefined. Status failure. We should have our two lists. So this should be the access list. And oh yeah, okay. So our access list doesn't have anything for it. Pulls it from the back end. So can we delete that list? I do want to modify this list though. Should I really have it disabled? There's so many things wrong with this. I'm like looking at it. There's so many things wrong with this implementation because Black Torch, what's up, brother? Appreciate you joining in. Kind of just looking at this code, and I'm like, there's so many things wrong with how everything is done. It's like, okay, if I don't have the list, then should I just have like the necessary? So, all right, so if I have necessary list, I should make something static. But this necessary list pop-up only shows up if the necessary list is not there. You know what I would like to do on this though? If I open up our Postman so we can look at our API. Oh, that's like some work done working with ClickUp. No, I don't want to save that one. Discord. That Discord stream was fun last week. I'll be working with it again tomorrow. Trying to use Discord or try to use the Google or the YouTube API, or sorry, the Google API services, and use the YouTube API specifically to actually post videos of channels that I'm subscribed to, or channels that fit a certain narrative or what have you, right? Like maybe like finance or something like that. So we have a Discord channel, or I have a Discord channel, and I want to start customizing it and have it do all types of stuff. So catch out last week's stream on that, and we'll be continuing that project tomorrow. Kind of the new thing that I'm trying to do is like on these different streams, on the Friday stream, well, damn near almost Saturday now, but on the Friday streams, I want to, what do I want to do on Friday streams? On Friday streams, I want to do working with this, which is just another slow project. This is a multi-month project, multi-week project, things like that. Really just taking my sweet time on it. But on a project like this, I want to be able to look at what's going on, or a project like this, I want to take my time, figure out little things, and just kind of go through it and see how we make these changes. So I've been on this listing for weeks, but on projects like on Saturday's stream, that's where I start to do a little bit more discovery and do some new stuff. So if you guys don't want to like see the same thing every week, working on the same project, working on the same little bit of code and API, well, then on Saturday stream might be for you. And that was a way we can do new things without being held back and without also not leaving projects behind in a sense. So I made that change so it could possibly, help those that, might be bored, because, not everything's done in a day in terms of like coding. Sometimes it just takes a little bit longer. And also there's like a lot of stuff that I'm trying to do here too. So, all right, let's make some changes here to our variables. Monitor collection, variables. All right, so cool with the variables, and send. Should get a little answer back there. No, you gotta save it. Save. Cancel. Send. All right, so we have our list, missing list here. What's missing is a long name. So I want to get the list name. I want to do remove a list. Yeah. And then the list name. So remove that list, send. All right, cool. So now reload. All right, cool. So we got rid of that other list, the access list. And what we want to do, we want to be able to add a list here. Maybe let's just focus on our regular list. Primary, secondary. All right. We have our default list. If I go to cool. It takes that out. And what we'll do is we'll add it to where it's like, okay, we want to have a access list or something like that and put that in there. So in terms of secondary account types, we should be adding all of those to the back end, or should be sending all those to the back end. So now if I refresh, we want to send all of this information to the back end once this is done. So if I do this, I should have this array here with all the long names and everything. All right, and then what we'll do is we'll add a check. So we'll add a check here, and then we'll add maybe like a div or something like that. Maybe we can make this red. Let's see what the style, the CSS is for this. Button rounded. Outline success. So the outline success, I want it to missing necessary lists. On click submit lists. Oh. Search for that function. So the submit list, it should have the container div and all div elements for each name. So we are Axios call here. Let's add a check variable. So let check validation check equals false. Validation check status. So we'll have this either be true or false. And if there's any problem with it, or if it's all good, then we just do true. So for each, all div elements actually, we'll make this true, and we'll do anything in our power to make it false. All right, so this name list object name for push name long, and our list OI e.options.length. All right, and list of array. So what we can do here is if list object if the list object dot list length, we could do length, and we can do it, make it kind of like falsy truthy, like truthy falsy, meaning like, hey, if there's anything in there, if there's not, and it'll test for it. But I want to do it off of dot length, and if it equals 0, then validation check status equals false. So if there's nothing in there, make it false, right? And we won't do anything to cause it to turn to true. Because if we do anything in other loops to cause it to turn to true, then it could be true, and one list could actually be empty. So we don't want that. Whoa, is that the moon? Wow. I saw like 2 deer in my backyard today, or my middle yard. That was like pretty cool. There's like 2 young ones too. 2 really young ones. So that season will soon be upon us. Deer hunting season, that is. So with that done like that, if this is list object that list length equals 0, validation check status equals false. Can't be less than 0, or I don't know if I want to test for less than 0. I don't know if it makes sense to. Mr. Dixon, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. This one's a little bit late. Kind of watching anime. Kind of watching anime, man, and just kind of relaxing a little bit after work and all that stuff. So definitely appreciate you showing up, sir, as always. Salute to you. So yeah, and I don't know if you caught the last stream, Richard, man. I was working on Discord last time, man. I was working on a Discord bot. That was pretty cool, bro. I'll be working on it again tomorrow. Definitely join for that one. Hopefully I will be on time. I should be on time. I should start at 9:30 tomorrow. Today I just kind of like screwed, like, just jerked off and that doesn't sound right. Jerked around. I was just jerking around and watching anime after my shift today, so it was kind of relaxing. So excuse me for being late, but that's kind of cool because you guys are actually in here. This is kind of like, that's, I haven't had too many guests in the recent weeks. But yeah, so the Discord bot, that one was pretty cool, man. Like working with the Discord JS library, the Discord JS Node.js library, that one, I was very impressed with that in terms of like getting that going, and I was super happy about that. And yeah, if anything, man, that might be something that we could work on. Let me know. All right, so if list object dot length equals 0, validation check status equals false. So if it's equal false, right, and then our validation check status equals false, so I'll have like an if statement here. So if validation check status and then I can do console.log. And essentially, like, if that is true, then console.log, it's yeah, it was not even proper grammar or anything like that, or punctuation or whatever. It's true. Essentially, this just means like, hey, if it's true, then go ahead, and we'll wrap this. We'll wrap this Axios call here to say like it's true, and then go from there. But what that shows is that none of these can be actually empty. So Mr. Dixon says, yeah, I saw it in my GitHub feed. I actually want to check that out. I want to do a Twitter bot as well. Yeah, that was a fun stream, man. Like, I'm kind of changing up how I'm doing streaming. So on Friday, I'll work on this project, which is going to be a longer project, but I also don't want to hold this back and, keep, everybody entertained and, what's it called? Engaged, and not doing the same old project, but, doing some new stuff as well. So I decided last week on Saturdays, I'll do like new stuff, and there'll be short projects, mid to long projects, kind of like that resume project we did for a couple weeks. But it'll be projects like that where it's just like not kind of away from the regular, I guess the main project, which is this fat project here. I also requested for M1 Finance, I put in a request to have a read-only API, man. So if they can develop a read-only API, I can actually integrate it into this project if I ever, get to really kind of finish this one. All right, so and we could do some stuff like with this if check, we can do something where we change something like something to red, or something like that, highlight certain things. So that'll be kind of cool, but I'm not sure if I'm going to really do that yet. That's a user side of things, and that's really nice to do because then the user starts to see, oh, there's an issue. We definitely have to have some type of check in there. We have to not check, but we have to have something in there that says, hey, this is a problem. What we might want to do. What we might want to do is if validation check is false, let's turn validation check and let's do something kind of cool here, or not really cool or special, but I think this would be nice. So we'll turn this into a JSON object. We'll have two keys called status, and then this just gives us a little bit more things to do here. So, not things to do, but this makes it a little bit more adaptable. I think we can do that there. I usually don't end my JSON objects with a semicolon. We'll make this an array. Array, what's it called? What do we want to call this? List name, right? True and false. All right, cool. So if validation check, did we do something before this? Okay, validation check, here we go. And we'll make that do that. And we'll change this variable name. So validation check dot status, we'll set it to that, and validation check list name dot push. So since it's an array, we can push some things onto it. And what we're going to do is push the actual ID, because the ID should equal that list name. Once we have that ID, Now we should be able to maybe do some highlights on some of these, because when we highlight, where is it? Maybe I can do it. I'm not sure if I'm able to do it. Let's see here. I'll have to look up that bit of code which does this here. Yeah, no, that shouldn't be hard. Yeah, so that shouldn't be too hard. Even if I would like to, let's say this here. Here we go. So the title, we will feed it that instead, right? So by doing this, and it ends in title. Sheed, hey, Sheed, bro. I hope you watched the last stream, bro. I hope you watching on the last stream. Sheed, bro. I hope you watched the last stream. I did give you a shout out on that stream, bro, and I think you would probably enjoy kind of how I gave you a shout out. So let's just say if you check the GitHub, you're in the source code, sir. You are in the source code. I thought that was pretty hilarious what I did on that one, because I make dad jokes that I laugh at myself without being an actual dad. But I definitely think you, bro. I think you would enjoy how I incorporated you into the actual code there, and I made a Discord bot, and check out the last video. Skip through it if anything, or look through the source code. Let me know if you want the actual source code. Let me know if you want to look through that, man. But yeah, check out the GitHub. The link I think should be in the description. Yeah, the link to my GitHub. Yeah, my GitHub repo, it'll be in the description. And if you look at one of the under repositories, hold on, I'll just do it. I'll just send it to you. It's hilarious. I thought it was hilarious. Index services, controller, Discord bot test. Here we go. Yeah, it's kind of copy permalink. All right, cool. Yeah, yeah, I made Sheet an Easter egg. Hold on, Richard. I get to your comment here. But yeah, bro, check that out. And it's pretty cool how the bot works. But if you go through the whole progression, I shouted you out earlier on in the code and how that bot responds to certain things. So definitely check that out, brother. I appreciate you always showing support. Mr. Dixon, not gonna lie, bro, I should be coding right now, but I've been feeling burnt out. But I'm gonna force myself to do some stuff tomorrow. Don't force yourself, bro. Do not. Because I mean, I almost wanted to cancel the stream, and I kind of forced myself to do it here. So not always taking my own advice there. But sometimes, man, you really do just need to walk away from it. Unless it's something where you have to do it, maybe it's work or something like that, and you kind of got to do it on command. You got to code on command. If it's just like you doing your own projects or learning, bro, I talk about taking breaks all the time, man. Yo, take a break. Walk away from the computer. Actually, there's a really good video on YouTube about productivity. And let me go ahead and find that and link it in the chat. But one of the guys talks about, and I sent this to my business partner, like my best friend, and I sent it to him about his daughter. And I said, bro, I sent it to him about his daughter, and I was like, bro, man, sometimes you really have to let the kids take a break. And he was like, bro, I totally get it, blah, blah, blah. I gotta freaking find it, man. Oh man, this is gonna be a while. I watch so much stuff on YouTube, it's not even funny. But what's great about it is it showed kind of like the science or a study about how if you take short breaks, like say every 15 to 20 minutes, every 15 to 30 minutes, you take a break from what you're doing it actually maintains a high level of productivity. All right, so let me get this video link here. And I watched it and I was like, whoa, this is like so true. And I've seen it in other ways, in other studies. So definitely, bro, don't like force it. But yeah, definitely go ahead and check that out. Check that out. And it says it's like quick productivity hack. It's a short video. And what it basically said is, if you take a break every 30 minutes, you'll be at 100% and then you'll fall down. You take a break, you take maybe a 5-10 minute break, 15 if you really want to get that far into it. And then you come back and you start coding or you start doing whatever you're doing. Then what that shows is, or what studies have shown, is that a majority of people actually perform, if not at the same level they were before, at 100%, if not at the same level that they were before they actually really get tired and fatigued. So what that shows is that you'll do like 100% and it'll go down to 80. You take a break, 100% to 80, break, 100% to 80, break. And what happens is you keep returning to 100%. Therefore, you start to be more productive after those breaks. So it sounds like you need more than like a 15-minute break. And you also need to start incorporating breaks throughout your day. Now, it's kind of harder a little bit with certain jobs because it's always like, whoosh, like, you know, work. But if you're like, say, working on your own project, walk away, do something different, you know, find a way to take a break and relax. So I'll leave it there, man. Watch that video. Freaking amazing. And yeah, I mean, I put him in the code as an Easter egg, bro. At least is yeah, you'll see. You see, I don't want to ruin it for those that actually do watch, look at it. Go ahead and look at it, man, and I add them in the code. So that was really cool, man. But it's kind of like just paying homage to the people that actually, like, you know, sit around and listen to me ramble sometimes, and take my sweet ass time on some of these code. So in this case, I also want to do what's some pretty good anime. There's like Skate Infinity was a good anime, and I'm watching Attack on Titan, so I'm kind of back into anime now, so that's really cool. But definitely, guys, find ways to take breaks. Like I was watching Skate Infinity, and I watched that whole series. I think it's like 12 episodes, and I was watching 12 episodes. I watched that like all in one day while still being productive and pumping out some pretty decent code. Pause it wherever I needed to, and that helped keep me fresh and get me going. Richard Dixon says, bet. My only thing is I don't feel I'm getting a whole lot done. It takes me forever to read through docs and wrapping my mind around the concepts and shit. I'm just ready to download this shit in my brain like I'm in the Matrix or something. It's never that simple, bro. I mean, I've been working on this for like months now, you know? And again, this is just because I only do it in stream, and, you know, I work another night job. I work my night job and everything. And I mean, even my content is inconsistent, which hopefully I can, you know, the next week and next 2 weeks, I'll have, you know, back on schedule and stuff. But sometimes you just gotta say, fuck it, man. You can't do that. You're not a robot. You know, you wish you were and everything like that. And also, you may not have an affinity, or you may not have that that muscle that you see from other programmers. And I mentioned that not to like get on you about it, but just say, hey, listen, it's okay. Because sometimes there's some things like, if you see me like, oh man, Mike, you're coding like crazy. It's like, hell no, I don't be coding like crazy. Like, I do this shit in like sprints, if you will, man. And like, you still want to break yourself. That's another thing. I burnt myself out even with my business, man. And like now, and it really affected me for a couple of months, where it was almost traumatic to hear my phone ring. And, you know, I still have my phone on silent, but it's a group that, like, me doing that actually helps me quite a bit in terms of relaxing and, you know, not feeling any type of anxiety, if you will, just from my phone ringing. So now I'm actually starting to get back into business and starting to do more work, you know, and try and find ways to make more money and stuff like that. So, bro, don't beat yourself up about that. I know it's easier said than done for me to just say that to you, but really don't beat yourself up on that, because you'll see that you will become more and more proficient over time. And I was definitely where you were. And in some cases I still am. But you see how, like, you know, I can pump out some of this code, but I can pump out some of this code as quick as I do because I'm getting it from old code and I'm improving on that. I watched a video, or did a video on this red pill obfuscate breakdown video. Check that out. I believe it's in the obfuscate playlist. But in that video, I talked about the learning, how to learn technical things. And one of them was iterate, iterate, iterate. So going through it, making mistakes, refactoring your code, looking at your code. You will be very surprised the amount of time that you actually spend coding. Like, say, for instance, if you had coding was like 100%, right? Or your day of coding is 100%. 80% of that time is like thinking, right? And I'm kind of like, you know, arbitrary, a little bit arbitrary with the numbers here, or whimsical with the numbers and not too solid. But you could say like 80% of that time, you're really just thinking about what you're going to do. And then 20%, you're actually coding. Like, really, that's just how it is. Like, you see me like looking at this stuff. It's like, okay, I don't want this. I don't want that. It's like, how much really live coding is actually going on here? You know, but a lot of this stuff is just thinking through it. All right, cool. So validation checks, we want to see this and see how that looks. So source. All right. Validation check status is not defined. Check dot status. 5. All right, so status failure, status false, list name. Yeah, that's fine. Let's go ahead and do this again and put something in one of these lists. All right, and now we should only have 2 in that array. Good. Institutions and okay, cool. And then what we'll do is, once that's done, so if check status is true in this case, console is true, and we'll do an else. So we'll chain this, and we'll do, we'll probably do, we'll do a for each on this one. All right, so in this case, I have my validation check variable here, or object in this case, and then list name, dot for each, and then let's get this out here. Again, this is where like an IDE like Visual Studio Code would autocomplete that stuff. I always try to remind you guys of how like Visual Studio Code and tools like that will help you. One of the reasons why I do not use it is just because I'm used to this environment. And also I've heard of like Visual Studio Code eating up a lot of resources, but I don't think that'll be a bit of that won't be much of an issue with me or even on my system, because I usually run things pretty cut down in terms of like my systems and what I actually have running. So for each, and we'll do EI, so element and index, so we can track those. And what we'll do is let target element equal document get element by ID. Actually, we should just be able to do E in that. And then we'll do target element. I think we can just change the style, and it won't really be a big deal, but change the style. So target element dot style dot color equals rojo, red. All right, and we could probably put a hex value in there or something like that, but it's not really necessary unless we want to get a little bit fancier with our colors and things like that. So, so that should go through each one of them. And and I wrote, oh, I didn't write this wrong, I spaced it wrong. So I could have done it all in one line without, you know, separating these. So let's like make sure I get element by ID, E, right, so that should be good. So now if I go here, all right. So this should not disappear. And swall close. All right, so we'll put the swall close in here. So that'll be swall stands for sweet alert and dot close. Yeah, so we'll put it in there instead. Oh. All right. Yeah, there we go. So now it turns everything red. Do this again. Yeah, I mean, I gotta change that. So how do I do that? So now I need to toggle through it. If anything, what I do is see this let target element by ID. Should be a for loop somewhere where I have to go through all of these anyhow. So add div selective elements. So what I'll do on these is so in this case, it's not just E, it should be E.ID, and I have to do a little bit differently. So let me know if you guys like this time for streaming a little bit more. Richard Dixon, I noticed you're here. I don't know if it's like maybe you watch something else throughout the day, but I'd like to have the interaction as well. And I think that brings value to the stream because, you know, you ask questions, other people ask questions. So let me know if this time is a little bit better for anybody instead of like the 9:30. Me pushing it back, I can't do before 9:30. I can always do after though. And that's mainly because giving myself in between when I get off at 7 so I can do other things real quick and then still make it back to try and do the stream or push it back to a later time where it's not too late. But let me know if this time works better for people. For you guys. And all right, target element, and then we're gonna do, I don't know what color it was before. I guess it was black. Give me like some obscure color. You see this? Look at that. Container sweet alert. Yeah, okay, so it's this. There you go. I think I should be able to set it like this. Yeah, that should be fine to set that. Use a hex color code. All right. Oh, that's another thing. If you actually like want to find out the color of something, you can actually use the color picker and it'll actually help you. So what you do is when you're going through your code, you can actually click on the box here for the color itself. All right, so that's like the physical representation of what this hex value is. Click on that, the color picker will come up. But when this comes up, you can do whatever you want in it, but then you can also hover over the page and find out what that color equals. And then it'll give you the actual hex code for that color. So that's definitely good when you're trying to figure out colors or something and you don't see it per se. Like for instance, if I wanted the color of something in the logo and I wanted to match that in my text when I'm doing my design for a nice aesthetic, then I'll do things like that where I'll just look at this stuff and be like, oh, okay, I get these little bits of color. And also you can see how like this is like multicolored and how it's kind of a little transition, or it has like a bit of a gradient, and there's like it's a multitude of colors here. So you have your light blue, kind of like a teal, green, or turquoise, I should say, and it just moves around to those different colors to give it that actual color and effect. But yeah, definitely a good tip right there. Should be good here. Control F5. Control F5. All right, if I do this here. All right, cool. So that turns it back to the right color there by setting it. And it may not be necessary to do that. Maybe you can have it to where that variable is still available, and we can actually cycle through it. You can do things like that. You can write a function that checks the colors. That might be cleaner in some cases, or you can just keep it inline like that, and then that should solve it. Essentially, it'll set it to that color beforehand always when you hit submit, and then later on, there's going to be something that's always going to change it to red. But what happens is once you do enter something, then it'll actually change it for you. So for your next iteration or your next go around. And also just to talk about this, because I was talking with a former athlete about some stuff, and she was telling me about one of her mental health she had an issue, and had to stay in a ward for a little bit for a couple of days because she just had a bit of a break. And it's very important to take these breaks to not really pressure yourself or to not put yourself down too much, because what happens is that your mind, and for some people, is fragile, and it doesn't take much. I mean, I've had it to where I couldn't eat one time and I stayed up the whole time because of something that was going on in my life at the time before I even moved out here. And it's what was it? Like December. I mean, I was having issues where, the power company wanted to cut off our lights for an issue with our bill and stuff, and they were trying to charge us an exorbitant amount, and it was kind of crazy, and it was really rough time in my life. I'm thankful for my friends that helped me out with that, but I was in one weekend I lost 7 pounds. It was crazy. I lost 7 pounds in one weekend, and that was just I think it was 7 pounds, maybe even 16 pounds. Was it 7 pounds? I think it was 7 pounds because I just did not eat. I was, I had to still go to work and do a 12-hour shift. And imagine having to do a 12-hour shift where you're up the whole time, and you're just thinking about the problem that you're having. They're coming to turn off my lights, and I don't have the money to pay them. I didn't have the money to pay them because also my business was going down the shitter. And it was just I can't do everything. And then that's where, some of my fuck it attitude comes from, because it's all right, let them bitches come and shut off the lights, or fuck it, we're going to lose the business. Well, it is what it is. So you learn those things after a while, and your mind becomes a little bit hardened. For some people, it breaks them. So be careful about that. But thankfully I got out of that. I'm in a better place now, and I can actually provide a little bit more for even my own mom, so she doesn't have to be in those situations ever again. So, yeah. Also, I have assets, so I can sell stuff and be out of a bind like that pretty quickly. That actually also reminds me, my light bill is due today. So if the stream cuts off, sorry. All right, so that's cool. So we got this, and it's checking. We're doing our validations. It doesn't close unless everything, or it shouldn't close unless every one of these has something in it. Boom. All right, cool. So that's good. And it shouldn't do that. We should put that there. Yeah, brother. For sure, man. Just definitely take those breaks, and don't overwork yourself, man. When you're going through stuff, get through it as best as you can, and it'll pass. Really, it really, when people say, "Oh," and all these things pass, they do. They really do, and you could be in a better place. So take your breaks and don't overwork yourself. If you don't feel like coding, fuck it. Fuck that code. It's walk away from it. Go watch anime, man. Go I used to, and I'd be in the middle of coding, man, and I can't figure something out, especially in Florida. 2:00, check the bank account. Oh shit, we got at least $100. All right, cool. $20 to get in the club, $80 to spend on that ass. I just be sitting there, man. Just I'd be in the club thinking about programming problems and projects and even doing research, and get a dance in between, thought, like, just thought, what's it called? Just thinking about stuff, and then go back to, like, after a while, like, oh shoot, I think I figured out the problem, drive home, finish writing the code, and like go to sleep eventually. But take your breaks when you can. All right, so oh, we should have had a console. It's true, dog. All right, cool. So everything is good. So we added our checks there. Stream finished. But yeah, so we added our checks there. We made sure that this does not close. I don't know why this is doing that. Why is it doing that? Weird. It's a misfire. Yeah, it's a misfire. Okay. All right, so there's a console log here somewhere, and I want to kind of get rid of it. So console response data. That right there. All right. So now we should have our list. It should check everything beforehand and make sure that it's not empty. If it is empty, mark it as red. If it's not empty, then mark it as the regular color or unmark it. And then the ones that are having a problem, we still mark those as red. Also, let's, if we look at our validation check status, everything looks good there in terms of the list. So we had 3 before, now we only have 2. So that's cool. All right, so we don't need this console log. I do like the array of list object console log. Kind of like that. I want to see that. Submit. Have everything. That looks good. Institutions, short name, long name. And then if I look at this here, it fills in everything for us. So this is really ready to send to the back end. So now we should be able to do this here and do our Axios call. So let's go ahead and do our Axios call here. If I look at how we're supposed to do this, one thing I noticed is that the, I think there's a term, I think it's nonce. Ooh, wait, look at that picture. That's cool. I like this picture. This is really cool. The Upper World 2. Huh. I like the palm trees or the trees. I wonder what the Upper World 1 looks like. Pablo Carpio. Have I seen this guy before? That's a really nice picture here. Look at that. Leaving the camp. Okay. Everybody's on boats, but this guy's, one guy on a horse. That horse is God. We are eternal. Oh, those are some 4th, 5th dimensional people right there. Like, look at the arms and everything. It's pretty cool stuff. I think he draws all this. I don't see any problems or differences between. Wow, that might be 3D. But I don't see any issues with lighting, and it doesn't look out of place. Why do you need that many hands, though? What is going on here? Whoa. It's like rising angels. Oh, so like they died or something? I don't know. So yeah, this guy's like has some pretty cool stuff. Fear. Inoculum. Yeah, check this guy out. ArtStation Pablo Carpio. Yeah, Carpio. I want to see the Upper World 1 though. What does the Upper World 1 look like? Royal Guard ship. Wow, is this like, yo, it's Star Wars. Nice. This is really cool, and it's like the Death Star and everything like that. Wow. I have seen this guy. There we go. I have this picture. Really cool stuff. All right, cool. So one thing I noticed when I was working with my API is that my IDs are the same, or they were the same. So this actual ID, this list UUID, was actually the same because they were submitted at the same time. So I thought that was kind of like crazy. So I was like, okay, how can I, make it to where that's not the case? So maybe what I can do is add another section to it or something like that. There's a word, I think it's nonce. Oh my God, way too many cool pictures tonight. This is really cool. Alone on the Road. This again looks like Star Wars, the Solo story, or Star Wars Solo. So this is pretty cool. I know it's old. ArtStation Gallery recently during the Apple announcement of the new Mac Pro. But yeah, this is really cool. Wow. Freaking all 3D, he did a whole scape, and then that's like the piece that he takes out. That's freaking amazing. Anyways, there's what they call a nonce. And it should be like a value. So nonce, NAUNCE, I think. Nonce. Yeah, so a nonce, a subtle or slight degree of difference, as in meaning, feeling, or tone, or gradation. Expression or appreciation of subtle shades of meaning, feeling, or tone, to treat or consider with nuance. Give nuance. Oh my God. I looked up nonce, and it's like I looked up nonce, and then it gave me the definition for nuance. Oh goodness. And I'm like, oh wow, yeah, this is exactly what I want. And I'm like, I don't know. I guess is that how you spell it? Nonce. Nonce. Find nonce pronunciation English dictionary. Slang used in this to effeminate man. Oh, a nance. Oh man, nonce. How do you spell nonce? Oh, the one occasion purpose. Use how to use. Okay, all right. Nonce. Number only used once is a number added to a hash block that, when rehashed, meets difficulty level restrictions. The nonce is a number that is blockchain. Oh, okay. Nonce, HTML. Okay. The nonce global attribute. Okay, then that's it. Present or particular. Yeah, I'm probably just thinking about the wrong name then. But I want to find a way to increment it by like whatever I'm processing. So I'm trying to think of the best way to do that. I was trying to think about the best way to do that, and I want to increment it by 1. And if I'm doing like a 4, because I forgot exactly what I'm doing when I'm adding these things. If I'm doing like a 4 or something like that, I want to make sure that I can increment that to where the UUID is actually a unique identifier, because essentially it creates the same UUID. Oh, okay, that could be the problem. I'll have to figure out how it's doing that, but yeah, that's just something I was thinking about. So let's say our data is going to be array of list objects, and then the response. All right, so if we get a response from our backend, so we're going to do an Axios post call, and then add list, and then if I go to if I wanted to like do a post and add a list, I should see it here. So if I wanted to add a list, I'll have these things that I have to worry about. I think I should have something for long name. Let's make sure in our model before we actually submit that, so I don't have to. Well, it's not a big deal. See if it works. Success. List has been added. So that's not what we want. So access level list. Let's go ahead. We can get that list by name. The name here. All right. So we got the access level list. List name, and we want to do a list long on that as well. So in terms of like taking anything, we're going to actually have to go through that a little bit. So let's look at that, and that should be in our model. C artifact, and then server view public J. No, I am so in the wrong place. Controller API and add. No, still in the wrong place. Nano server model schemas player selected. All right. We want list name. Oh yeah, okay. So required true. So why did it take it? I don't have a long list name. If I look back at this, one list has been successfully created, updated. So list entry schema, is it using it properly? It is required. All right, so now we can go to our other things. So Nano server controller API, add, and we're going to go down to our list section, wherever that's going to be. All right, so if I list anything, console request body, am I validating anything? Abort early. Our validation might not be updated. Control Z puts it in the background. So let's go back to that folder and validation, and we're gonna look for list. Yeah, so we have list and list name. Oh no, we have list name long in there too. List name. Maybe we should just add required. List name. Yeah, maybe we should just add required to the end of that. I wonder if, let's see if we have any problems with this. And we're gonna cd to opt. Actually, we have to do that. PM to logs. You should be getting all the logs here. Oh, okay, so we're still logging that. Oh, excuse me. Okay, so what I want to do is this list name. We're going to make that required. I'm foreseeing a problem, but screw it. Let's do it. And we want to do that, right? Yeah, don't we want to do that? Because it's an object. It's an array, not array, but it's a JSON object. Even though it doesn't like literally look like it, it's just like it's a whole chain. It's like a JSON object, joy string, and then you have all these different options that are passed, and essentially these are all key value pairs.
And this is the actual, this is a key, and then these are the this whole thing is the actual value. But we don't need it at this point here. But we need the list name, and the list name long, just so we don't have those other issues that we were having before. Let's see. Oh no, error. Unexpected token is a period. Okay, right there. And it should be another one right here. And reason why that happens, of course, because this is just chaining a whole bunch of functions that since this is like the joy.string object, then you have the next function, the next function, the next function, and you're chaining all of those. Essentially, of course, the line should look something like this. You see how that looks? So that's like, you can tell that's like a JSON object, but I mean, it doesn't look at it like it on the first glance for some people that just don't see it. So that's why I did that. For those that know about it, sorry to waste those milliseconds. All right, so so that should be good. And let's see here. We want to go ahead. We should have deleted, and we'll go ahead and delete access level. So that's been removed. If I do a get, I can't, there's no such list, no matching list exists. Great. So now I should be able to send it. And failure, list name long is required. No lists have been saved. All right, great. So that's perfect. Now I should be able to do list name long, and then access list level list. All right. Access levels. Send. Now that's been created, and if I get it, boom, and then I should have my list name long as well. And then I guess I should have it here too. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Access levels, and it has the actual proper title and everything too. So that's cool. In this case, I have it disabled automatically, so we don't have that. And I can always, I guess I think it'll update it. So let's see. I want to take out tests. All right. Font there. Created, updated, and let's see here. All right, cool. So get list. I don't want it to show this missing list, but we'll fix that a little bit later. That's us adding, a new feature and then not going back and changing older features. And also, it's not really that big a deal unless you're really acting on it, the missing list field here. So that may not be a big deal at all. So we'll see. And then if I go here, let's see what it does. All right, cool. So that updates that. So I got rid of the test there. So that does the updating and everything. So we've updated that bit of code. Let's put this. If you want to bring a document from background to foreground, you press, or you type in FG into that terminal that you were you had the window open, or that process open. And so now we're good on that. We know it does our validation, so that's all good there. Let's see here. So that's good. Isn't it fun working with lists? Submit. So we have all our stuff here. Ooh. So I sent something, data success. Oh, okay. So look, 5 lists have been successfully created, updated. So now, kind of didn't want to do that, I guess, but whatever. It's true dog, so that's cool. So that works. So we can take this out. So that's all done. And now if I go to my data and I got my response, yeah, my payload is nothing. I guess that's okay. I don't know why I'm expecting a payload on this one, but yeah, it should be okay. One thing I do want, or I didn't see, is like if there was a toast message. So also, let's see. All right, so it shouldn't be loading this, but we'll change that here in a little bit. Oh yeah, it shouldn't be loading that, but it is loading it because we have the conditional. Yeah, I think we have the conditional set to do that. Exit the list API endpoint. Data response payload. It should be a toast message that is fired. Is there a toast? Yeah, right here. Okay, so if data equals success, small toast options, this entry prompt. So there's something in here that isn't successful. Weird. Let's look at this. So something is not successful here. What I want to do is, get this back now. And that's sometimes why you don't delete some of those things. Like I'll actively keep some of my tests even in my live code, so that I can always just like go to it. So yeah, but you are supposed to clean that up. Also, you can see here, this is the issue that I'm having. All these are exactly the same. And why is this array missing required lists? I don't know why it's reporting a failure. So we have to figure that out. API shouldn't be reporting a failure in this case. So if I do get all failure missing lists, so now if I do a get list all, it shouldn't report a failure. So list. Let's work on a couple of things here. All right, cool. So, or let's work on one thing first. I want a different validation add. I want different IDs or UUIDs for all of these lists here when they're entered. That should be handled. Success, failure, query. I want to handle that, but this should happen in, how does that work again? Count documents. We should be doing our query list where upsert and the list name, set options, replace one. All right, right, so if we're doing this, replace one here, in that, I wanted to update that ID. So let's go number 2 here. We're gonna need to open up another window because I want to keep some of these other things open. So let's go here, see, not that. And I'm gonna work with the server, and then is it validation? No, it should be my schemas. So my schemas are in my models folder and here. And then new date. And I mean, I could generate a random digit or something like that, because you see where that's the way that's working. But the thing is, I'm wondering why it's doing it. Even the date now, let's see if the date nows are all the same. Timestamp 13, 13, 13, 13. Damn, they're all done at the same exact time. So that I'm looking at the schema. That's not the place to do this. Oh man. Okay. Let's see. Am I introducing my core? Okay, cool. So my core library, I have a generation, something to generate unique numbers. So let's go ahead and look at that. What are we working on today? Fat. So I want to go to make sure I'm looking at, I have all the stuff that is in that core JS file. My own little library here, or helper functions, whatever you want to call them. So gen regular, generate a random alphanumeric string, okay? And that X is an actual length of that string, so that should be a number. And that's just poor documentation on my part, as always here, because that should show that, hey, I generate an actual random string. Input X should be like a number, because I can put in a letter and then that won't work. So, but this is like really old code that I keep on copying and pasting, so it's definitely something I have to go through. All right, so we'll do gen regular. So core gen regular, and then whatever the value is for that. So if I do date now underscore core dot gen regular, and we'll just make it one letter. Let's make it 2 letters. Spice things up. Yeah, let's entry schema. Uh-oh. Expression date now. Oh, okay. I did it here. Inside. All right, so that should be good now. This is why I usually like to keep this open in like another window or something, so I can always see it. You can split the screen vertically, but that cuts off lines of code, and my screen is not like wide enough to see all these lines and everything. So, I mean, it's a 29-inch screen, but 29-inch like ultra wide screen, but it only gets so long, man. Maybe I get like one screen, and I could like literally have everything all open in one window. I probably still have like another screen though hooked up to it, just because then I can, like, when I do streaming, then it's like I have a command center, if you will. That'd be kind of cool. You can get those like 37-inch ultra wide monitors, man. Those things are crazy. I wanted one too. I wanted like 2 of those suckers. I might that like if I build out an office in my upstairs room, in the house here, I'd probably do that. All right, enough talking. So I go back to this here. All right, so then now if I go ahead and post a list. Oh no, let's post a list here. This should not show up though. First I want to get these IDs looking right. All right, cool. So that's good. That should disappear like that. And then if I do a get all here, then I should send. So it's all QZ. Damn it. I don't know if I can use a new keyword because it's not like it's a constructor or anything like that. I don't know how I'm gonna figure this out. I mean, maybe I can add it somewhere else and modify it. I don't know how with Mongo schemas I can do that, but just trying to figure that out, and that'll be probably the last thing I'll do. So core.genRegular to, how can I get this string and put a new string in there? Oof. I mean, I can just call the variable later on, but like, or above this, but I want to name this variable properly. Oh, I'm telling you, like the pictures tonight, amazing. Amazing. This is really cool. Oh, she's got hooves. She's got hooves. And there's a frog. Oh, and her horns look like tree limbs. Oh my God. Yes. Download now. My Fair Lady. May the black people not get mad at me. She seems a bit of the Caucasoid skin type. Oh God, no. She's got a little black in her. Look at the hooves. Look at the hooves. All right. Enough of that. Oh, there's a cat feature. All right, so did I get 2 of those? I got 15. I got 15. I got 17. Is there another one? Yeah, no, 2 is fine. Yeah. So term programming nonce. Yeah, programming nonce. Nonce. Nonce computer science wiki. Advanced programming in cryptography. A nonce is an arbitrary number that can be used just once in a cryptographic communication. A nonce is an abbreviation for number only used once. Oh, okay. Yeah, nonce. I knew it was right. Okay, I didn't spell it right at all. So we're gonna call this. We're gonna call this nonce. Var nonce. I have a feeling though. Yeah, we'll just update the list twice and see what happens. All right, cool. All right, let's see what happens now. Because that date now, that variable should always change. But my nonce, I don't know of a way to actually make it change every time this runs. I would like to use a new constructor, but I don't know. I don't think my function is a constructor. Yeah, my function is not a constructor, so I can't use a new keyword. And then also, I'm not sure if I can use a new keyword. It should be assigned to a variable. I don't know if I could do like new whatever. We could probably test if this works. So let's see here. Yeah, let's reload this. It's backend code, so front end shouldn't be much different. Headers. Okay, so my data have been successfully created. Are there 5 lists? 3? Yeah, 5 lists. Okay. There's nothing in my payload. Okay, so I can go to my list all. 3C. So they're all 3C. So that doesn't matter. Let's look at the documentation for the new keyword. New keyword. Oh, that picture's not that great. Jesus Christ, that's horrible. JS, new operator. The new operator lets developers create an instance of a user-defined object type or one of the built-in new types that has a constructor function. So I don't have a constructor function. Constructor and then arguments. Constructor, a class or function that specifies a type of object instance. Arguments, a list of instance. The new keyword does the following things. Creates a blank new plain JavaScript thing. Okay, cool. So let's reverse the work that we just did. All right. And I don't think I can do this. Okay, so that does kind of work. Now let's go ahead, run our front end, submit to our back end. Okay, so that did something. Now let's do a get list all. Yeah, so it says object. Damn it. Oh man. How can we figure this out? 1, 3. All right, let's number 3. Okay. So our problem. Sometimes it's good to state the problem. The problem in this case is that I want it to generate a different nonce in this case, or a different string to the UID to make it even more unique. How do I do that? So if I do something like this, UUID for, and I want it to do it every time it puts in something into the schema here. But the problem is it does it for every single one instead of doing it separately. And that part of that is the way I'm submitting it as one big array. I like doing that because it allows you to put in multiple or one, or anything like non-zero. Excuse me. Yeah, so how can I do this? I do want to figure this out right now. Now end the stream. But how can we do this? So default L core div date now. Date now should always give me the date as it is in that point in time. Default. So what we probably can do on this case is look at how we're adding stuff, or what happens to the information that we're adding. We know in this here too. So we know that this is Just how that looks. So let's do a console. Yeah, okay. I want this here. No, I don't want that right now. If I do my validation, it goes through the schema. So it does this. It actually goes through the list of objects and replace one array list of objects. My query in this case. Let's see how our query is defined. What the hell is our query? Oh, right there. So query list where list name. So we're going through each one of them. So what we're doing is we're going through each one of them, but is there a way that I can get? Let me console this list. Console.log list. I don't know if I can actually do that. Oh, I've never done it actually. All right, so I'm gonna post a list. Model list entry data. Okay. I don't know if I can get pieces of that list. Where is it? Should I say undefined? There it is, right there. Okay, so that's undefined. Sorry, missed. All right, so this is my list here. This is my query. List name. I probably have to look up mongoose edit schema property. So I'll probably have to find a way to edit the schema property here. Update schema, add a new property. Okay, I'm trying to update a schema to add a new property field. I was hoping it would be as simple as adding the property to the schema with the updated field being accessible. Why is that not working for you, dude? If I'm understanding you right, you're just trying to replace the creator with the user field. To accomplish this, you need to do two things. Modify or add drink route, okay, right? And update your existing documents in the drink list collection. Great. Hey, thanks for response. I had followed, made updates in my Mongo shell, but the name created function. Okay. What does your request body look like? So that didn't work out for this guy. All right, cool. Let's do this. Defining your schema, creating a model, further reading, creating a model, I mean, I don't want to do this, but I mean, maybe I just add the list ID and overwrites it. Yeah, I can always add the list ID. So in this case, my array of objects list item, what I can do is array of objects list name. 2, 3. So this defaults it here. Yeah, just take this shit out and call it a day. And what we'll do is instead of it doing it there, I'll have it do it in the route itself. Excuse me. I'll probably even have the timestamp would be done in the route as well. Oh, I forgot to get the key. So list UID equals that there. And I should be bringing in core in here too. Good. Where was I? All right, core, and then also all right, and then my timestamp. Let's just do that in there too. So we're just taking it away from there. That way it should generate it every time it iterates through. And this probably would render this part useless, but we'll see how that looks. We may not need it if we do it this way. I wanted to do it in a model, but it's just not working out for me in terms of what I'm expecting and how I want things to actually look. Okay. Kind of get rid of this shit here. I can. What do I want to do here? Let's see here. List. Okay, so refresh the page. Everything looks good here. Let's get rid of that. Oh, that's not good. I wonder why that doesn't. Okay. Yeah, it still has this here. I'll have to figure that out. Okay, so if I do that, or if that's done, and then I get my go to my route, get list all. Oh, what the fudge? Jesus Christ. We don't have any UUIDs. We have no timestamps. What's really going on over here? If I do, that list here and validation JS, this lane long, so it passes validation. And then 2. All right, that's cool. That's all I get in there. So I'm modifying things here before it gets to this. Wow, so it ignores it even if it's not. Huh. I didn't think it would do that. List entry data, and I want to take this and objects. All right, cool. Let's do that. No front end code has changed. So we're seeing that, there's a difference in time here. So that's cool. 290, 311. And we're also seeing that our little bump here helps, but it's not necessary in this case. We do see our difference in our timestamps here. I'll keep it just in case there is an actual difference. And then that should give even further, make it a little bit more unique. But we also do see that the list ID is unique as well, which is good. Yeah, the UUID, the main body of the UUID is unique, so that's good. I like that. Yeah, I think what it's doing is not adding things that are not in the schema. So we got to add that back. Oh my God, we got to add it back. Whatever shall we do? Let's just go back in the code here. And server model, something over there. So list entry, and then we just take a list UUID string, and we just won't set it to a default or anything. So that should be good here. Right there. I never left. Excuse me. So there. All right, so type string, shouldn't be any defaults to it. All right, good. And then now, if I go ahead, bless me. Great, so everything is there. We have all that stuff. Now let's see if it made it to our backend. Awesome. All right, that's nice. So we have everything where, we have our list UUID, our timestamps. Those are, even if those aren't unique, that's not a big deal. But we do have uniqueness here along with a timestamp. We almost don't need the timestamp, but I like to keep that separate. This is actually not even probably, this is definitely overkill for a unique ID field. Like, you really just can't get more unique than that. I don't know how you could. If you guys know, let me know. Don't let me know if it's something like just add another character. That'd be funny. It's like, that's how you get more unique. Add more characters, which is totally true. So, yeah, so that's all right, cool. So we figured that out. That's good. There was an issue that popped up here with this. There's some other issues that can be worked on, but we'll work on that for next stream, next time. Tomorrow's stream, we will be working with the Discord.js library again. Check out the repo. Check out the Easter egg that was left in that one. Check out that video though; it was pretty cool. Looking through. Oh, let me stop my chair from squeaking. But check out that video. It was pretty cool in terms of like working with that library. Very easy to get started, and also how I broke down a couple things in terms of like doing my testing. Like, oh, okay, this is how a message looks to the backend or to the bot, and then acting on those different messages with conditionals. There's a lot of other things that you can actually do to make that code a little bit more robust and nicer. I probably will be watching a video tomorrow. I got some yard work and stuff to get done around here. Got some tree limbs that fell, so I'll be getting that done tomorrow. So I should be able to have time to watch this video watch the video that the instructor has. If you go on Free Code Camp, the Free Code Camp website or channel, on that channel they have something for Discord.js. And I think that's written in Python. Oh, the one I was actually watching, and I think I linked it in the last in the description of the last video or stream, was Discord.js. It's on Traversing Media. In fact, let me go ahead and try and find it for you guys here. And I'll put it in chat so you guys can like actually go check it out after the fact. But let's see here. All right, so let's go videos. I'm changing my channel a little bit too, so in terms of like the look of it on the front page, there's some other stuff I want to get done too. All right, so copy link here. All right, yeah, so here's a link to that video. Timestamp. But it's working, making a Discord JS bot, and I definitely think it's going to be a video that you guys all like. But go ahead and check it out, and let me know what you think, and let me know if any project you guys are doing with the Discord bot. The ultimate goal, or what we're going to be working on tomorrow, is working with the YouTube API, and then with the YouTube API, seeing if there's a way that we can. Whoa, that's a crazy picture! Wow. Sorry, my TV's like showing like carousel stuff here, or it has a picture carousel. So working with that bot, what we're going to be doing is working with YouTube to get notifications. And I want to start using Discord more as like my little chat client, and then also ways to communicate with you guys eventually and build like a little community off of that. And then also have different channels, and eventually maybe even get it to where we can have other content creators come in. If not my current Discord server, maybe another one in the future, where we talk all different types of stuff. And then we have YouTube links and videos and other things that are done or that are pushed into that chat automatically once a video is posted. And I think that's a great way, instead of like saying, okay, hey, you have the notifications, instead of having notifications on your phone for YouTube or a YouTube channel, that only works for you as a single user. But what if you want to do it for multiple people? And one of the ways that I think you can do it is using the Discord bot, and then or using Discord and YouTube to YouTube's APIs, and using webhooks and things like that. And you can see how that all works. So we can like push all that into, like, we can receive stuff from YouTube and then push it into Discord. But I'm not sure if we'll be able to receive stuff, because I have to have a webhook that is, or I have to have a web server that is publicly accessible. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna put that app out there yet. We'll see. But all right, that's pretty much it, guys. And always, thanks for listening. I should be uploading the changes here probably in another couple hours, based off of this stream here. And it should be dated accordingly. I'm probably gonna watch some anime, take a nap, and then come back and start working on this a little bit more into tomorrow morning. So I want to get some more stuff done on this. So as always, peace, and thanks for watching.